Yes.
Thank you so much for meeting me this morning.
No problem.
Because I know you have a very, very busy schedule at the moment, which I cannot wait to hear all about.
Awesome.
Amazing. So, firstly, you look amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you. I
Keep
feel
it
like I
up.
had the wrong hat on today.
No, I love it. It's setting off your eyes beautifully. Amazing. So let's start with the present, because sometimes we miss the now if we're too focused on the past or the future. So I want to talk about the now for you.
Sweet.
Tell me about your new album, Undeniable Chemistry, that has just dropped recently. Am I right?
Yeah, the album was released on the 18th of December.
Okay.
Yeah, I released it independently.
Nice.
And I spent a lot of last year recording it.
Okay.
Working with some really cool people. Chris Webb, who used to be in a band with me. I used to do a lot of garage stuff and a lot of house stuff, and I had a band that used to go around and play, and he was a bass player in the band. So he now produces, so we did a couple of tracks. I worked with a guy called Miami Rocks, who I'd worked with in the past, and Keaton Lawrence, who goes by the name of Ruben Carter. We did a track with him, My Feelings. So
nice.
yeah, there's a few things I did last year, and a lot of other stuff was just done in between gaps of me having free time to record it.
Right.
So yeah, finally was done.
So it was over the period of the year, and then you dropped it right at the end.
Yeah, man, it was over the. I would say half the album was over the period of the year, and half of the album was done at various times. I was in Thriller Live for a little while.
Okay.
And so during the show, it's 8 shows a week, so there isn't much time to record and do things like that. So throughout the show, I was recording songs. I did things with Ed Case and a few other people. And yeah, finally, when I was away from the show, I was like, right, I need to finish this project.
Time.
Yeah, exactly.
Time. Okay, that's interesting. So while you were in Thriller, just to have a look at that little situation in life, has that did anything from that time in your life influence, the music that you were making for this album?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, if you take, for example, a song called Get Lit on the album, I would say was directly inspired by me and the friends that I hang out with from Thriller, because we were always going out,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're constantly out. We go to Ronnie Scott's, or we'll go to Mahiki, and we always have these great nights out. So that song was literally just about going out and have a good time. And I remember having a mental picture of nights that we have, always ringing each other or WhatsApping. So yeah, definitely inspired that.
Nice. So would you consider the album to be like quite upbeat? What's the general feel for the album?
Definitely upbeat. Ever since I wanted to make an album, I always wanted my first album to be up tempo. I hark back to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall or Janet Jackson's Control album. Like their introductory albums were more or less the more happier side of life, and I definitely wanted that, and I thought it was very organic. Because coming from garage, a lot of people that I work with tend to be house producers, garage producers. Yes. So yeah, it was very organic.
I've heard that you're working with a couple of artists maybe now.
Yes.
And I'm very interested to hear, if I can, more about those.
Well, it kind of happened by accident, but I'm a firm believer that I need to get all godly on you, but even spirituality and the universe and that sort of stuff, if it brings things your way, then
it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. And basically, at the beginning of this year, I was like, okay, I want to do more with the creation of music and the evolved. Music in England is very hard right now. Even if you saw the Brits, there was not many, black artists that were nominated and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to I felt at the beginning of this year strongly that I wanted to be part of a new network, whether that was running the new model of what's going to be a record label, or management, that sort of thing. And just as I thought about it, I was in the process of thinking about it, a woman randomly met my mum in the market and was like, excuse me, I know your son is a singer, and could he help my daughter out? And my mum was at first like, oh, I know what my son's like, he probably won't do it. But after weeks of hassling, I met up with the daughter. She ended up being cool. She's like my little sister now, and we work together, and I'm pretty much managing her now. So we just shot a video with Shae Carroll the other day. Me and Shae.
Big up Shae Carroll.
Big up Shae Carroll. But yeah, me and Shae, I've got our little production thing, and this is our first little project.
Okay.
And yeah, we're just about to put the video online tomorrow. So.
Just about to put the
Her name's
video
called Elizabeth
online
Talyzina, by the way. Yeah, so I'm very excited.
Amazing. Oh, that's very interesting, and it's very exciting. So obviously that's a change to performing yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like performing the whole production side of things, creative things. So what do you prefer actually? Do you think now that now that you've got your hands on somebody that you're really going with the production side, or is your passion still?
To be honest with you, all of it is stuff that I've always done, so it all comes part and parcel. I can never imagine not being on a stage. Like, there's times when I almost feel like I get like withdrawal symptoms from doing a gig and singing on stage. Like, I could never pass that. But when I first started out as an artist, I was in a group with 2 other people. And even when I was doing, garage music or dance music, I always had friends with me that were other artists, and we used to go around and do all this stuff together. So we would help each other out. I went to uni and studied all this stuff about commercial music and how to plug yourself and be an independent artist. So we were always helping each other with bios. I've always helped other friends out with doing their biographies, or we help each other at booking gigs.
Yes.
So everything I'm doing for Elizabeth is standardly what I've always done with other friends anyway.
Yes.
It's nothing new. It's just that this time I'm completely looking after her rather than with my friends. I weren't managing them, but we'd always help each other out. So
yeah, so it's like a second nature almost.
Yeah, it's honestly exactly what I've always done. It's no different from anything I've ever done. Even with Alex, another artist called Co, who's in the video. Last year it was the same thing. Helped each other out with stuff, helped each other with gigs. It's part and parcel.
It's wonderful though. It is. I think it's such a blessing to be able to be hands-on and be able to give back also. And you learn along the way. And for her, it's such a big deal that somebody's come along and
exactly. Well, the thing is, it's like chatting to one of my friends last night. It's things like this that keep you motivated. Yes. Being a solo artist is great in some aspects, and really bloody boring in other aspects because you're on your own. So when you can do things with other musicians, other artists, other creatives, you're just sharing the experience together, and it's great. And I've always preferred that aspect of it. Apart from obviously, even when you're on stage, it's one thing to do a live PA, but when you've got your band behind you, it's a completely different experience. So I like working with people.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's so interesting when somebody's so talented by themselves and then they can bring it together with somebody else.
Exactly, it's cool.
It's beautiful though. It really, really is. And to share is always the best.
Exactly.
So obviously, your music has travelled around the world. It smacked me in the face in Ireland, especially your garage tracks from back in the day. All I Want to Do. And yes, I do. I love them. So obviously that was really deep rooted into the garage scene, and I'm just wondering, are you going to stay along that path, or do you think you'll skew and do other types of music now, or do you want to stay within garage?
Well, I'll always be performing more than anything. Like this, it's in your blood. You can't ever give it up. And there's a ton of other artists that perform and still manage. Jay-Z does it with Rock Nation. Usher did it with Justin Bieber. Diddy's done it with Bad Boy. And Madonna did it with Alanis Morissette. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that I want to do. I want to be able to still continue to be an artist, but be part of music evolving.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, and in terms of garage, yeah, man. I mean, I like new music. If new things come out, I'm always like, I want to be a part of that. But at the same time, garage is great music and I love it. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't say no to doing another garage.
I definitely wouldn't say no to do another one too. Amazing. So it came across to Ireland. So your music is took wings and had a little fly for itself. Has it gone anywhere else in the world? Have you built up a fan base anywhere else?
I would say Japan.
Japan?
Yeah, Japan's been great. I was really fortunate enough to be part of the Thriller Live Japan cast. And whilst we were there, I, just naturally, a producer that I was working with in Hungary, I think, we'd done a track together and it had just been released as I was on tour in Japan. So we had to do the video for it, and he'd shot his footage where he lives, and we shot my footage whilst we were in Japan, and it came out at that time. So that helped kind of create this fan base in Japan because I was in the show. So I was just very lucky. and they all.
It's quite a distance, you know.
And it's nice because when the album came out, it was nice to see what they really enjoy on the album and what British people really enjoy on it as well.
Right.
And it's nice because some of the tracks that they love are so different from the ones that people here love. So it was nice to get a good mix.
You're a good inspiration to see like that. It's good to juggle your passion with your work, you know, continue to like evolve and look for new, you know, ideas, projects, and take what it is around you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been quite fortunate in the fact that I don't really want that much from life. Like, I couldn't tell you the difference between a BMW and a Mercedes. I don't wear jewelry, I couldn't care about Rolex, I don't wear flashy, you know, I'm just not that guy. So all I ever really wanted when I was a kid was to just be part of arts and creating and making stuff, and I just didn't really have a need for other stuff. So it's not, you know, performers, we go through, you're not a real performer if you haven't been broke, do you know what I mean? Like, real performers, they go through highs and lows, and it's the best thing that can happen to them, because that's what they put into their work and their creativity. So yeah, you know.
And just one last question.
Yeah.
Who's your biggest inspiration? Is that a really hard question?
No, you know, I know it sounds really corny, but I'd have to say Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson, either one of the two. You know, I say this all the time, but I learned to actually read from the Off the Wall album.
Okay.
I remember being a kid and really wanting to know the words to the songs, and I was a little bit dyslexic at school. And in the Off the Wall album, the songs, the writing were all in colours.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if you look at the original album cover, you've got all the words in different colours, in blue and yellow and things like that. So as a kid, that was really what made me want to learn to read. And I actually learned then how to write songs because everything was labelled chorus, bridge, first verse, second verse. So before I even started doing music later on, I knew, you know, the arrangement of songs and things like that already. And, you know, so God bless Michael Jackson.
God bless Michael Jackson. Amazing, thank you so much, Colin.
Thank you for
having me. That was
amazing.
amazing.
No problem at all.
And best of luck with everything.
Yeah.
And if there's any new music videos, I'll be right here ready to go.
Yeah, Elizabeth Talyzina, come my way.
Amazing.
Oggie and Shae Productions, check it out on YouTube.